Okay, sorry about that. Let me flip the camera around if I can find it. Hi, just working through these technical difficulties. So sorry. There we go. Okay, live again. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. My picture froze, and hopefully you'll get a new notice to join me for the new video. And live. It says live. So let me go see if I can. Yep. Nope. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So there's 5 of you here. You seem to have made it, or at least 4 of you, because one of those 5 is me. And welcome back. Um, yeah, so sorry about that. Had this happen before, and it hadn't happened in a few weeks, so it was just a matter of time that it was going to happen again. So just um, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or YouTube or something happens where it just kind of crashes, and the you can hear the sound, but the picture just freezes up. Okay, so just gonna keep on going. Unfortunately, what I don't like about that is that I have kind of this bits and pieces of videos spewed all over my channel, and I just would like it to be one long, continuous video. So that's definitely the wrong color there in the earlobe. Do want to clean that up a little bit. Get that nice reddish color that's there. And then it goes a little bit darker and deeper. There. Not too bad. Just need that part of the inner ear to be just a tad lower. So you just got to correct that a little. And then there's a little bit more light here. Okay, so that's better. And then I want the feeling that the hair is coming over the top of the ear. Okay, well, the nice thing about doing this video is I can't be obsessing over the election results, so I can't even look at it, which is good. And it will be about 12 o'clock before I turn anything on, and most of that will be done. Okay, excelente, great. So you can see this is shaping up kind of nicely. Just keep on going through and just making those subtle changes, and this will really start to pull together. Start to see kind of those dimensional effects, like around the shadow of this eye here, if I can get it punchy enough. This is where I might come in with a little bit of medium to just get that dark to read dark enough, but that's actually not too bad. Let's see if I can clean up the tip of her nose there. It's pretty good, except that I made her nose just slightly too long. So let's see if I can correct that. So bit of red. Okay, that's looking pretty good. See if I can do the same thing up here. Soften this a little. Just have that dark just come right out into the hair. Let's see. Let's get that pupil of her eye. Okay, I'm going to cheat here. This is where I'm going to put down a little bit of the Gal Kid, which is a Gamblin painting medium. It gets really kind of sticky when it starts to dry a little bit, and that's takes about an hour or so before it starts to dry up. But in a way, I can get a nice dark glossy black for this pupil. Just even a little bit more. Yeah, that's nice. And then I want to do the same for where the eyelashes are in her upper lid. Just have a nice dark line there that then comes out. Okay. Because sometimes you need that just a little bit of punch to get so the accent's just a little bit deeper, and that just gives you an additional range of values that you can work from. I was finding that my darks weren't going dark enough without the medium, and so then I was always stuck with like a number 7 or 8 value dark instead of getting right to the 10, that really darkest dark. And so with that little bit of medium, or with the Gal Kid, or with oil, with safflower oil, you really can get some of that little bit, that rich dark glossiness that it kind of needs. That sort of it's only the last few paintings I've started doing that, and I kind of feel like, well, that's kind of helping me get the work kind of to that next level, is being able to have that additional value to add to the painting. Let's see, continue to get that hot highlight that's in the upper lid. There we go. And that needs to be surrounded by a little bit of dark for it to really pop there. There we go. Want just a little highlight right here. Paint it over because I moved the eye a bit, and so I had to take out the part of the eye that had the eyelid in it. Sorry, it had the highlight in it. Just gonna make a little bit of a up and down motion just to kind of get that where the eyelashes are. Okay, so there's only 5 of you here, and so for you guys, I'm really motivated to get this painting just coming out like amazing. So the tip of her nose almost is lighter than the top here. It indicates she has almost a little bit of underlighting. And then I'm missing the shadow that's on the far edge, which is sort of a grayish green. Just not really even that dark. It's just dark enough there to indicate that there's a change in direction. Let's see if I can improve the shape of her nose a little bit. It does come It's a little bit rounder than you would expect. Kind of first blush, her nose seems pretty pointy, but it does have that kind of roundness on the end. Okay, I'm getting a little fussy with the brush. I want to keep from doing that too much, so I'm going to move to a bigger brush now. That's nice. Okay, her nostril is another place where I might utilize the gal kid to get kind of glossy, dark enough to really feel like you're, that's just a dark hole that's really punching. Let's do that with the iris here. Okay, that's perfect. So I can soften up this edge a little bit on her far cheek. It's going to help it feel like it's just not cut out, but it's actually moving back into space. And this is where I need a, oops, I just went right into the gal kit. Okay, just need sort of that transitional color here that goes along the edge. That's a little bit better. Let's see if I can get the indication of her lower lid that's there. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, and what I'm missing is that greenish gray again here on the edge of her lip. Not dark enough. Too dark. Just right. Okay. Let's get to the separation in her lips. Just adding a bit of gal kit to that. Just allows it to flow a little bit better, and then just to have a little bit of glossiness in the end. So you can see here, this is where the gal kit is helping me get that little bit of extra dark that I need to punch up the shadows. Okay, missing some of these detailed shapes in the nostril here. There's a little bit of a highlight there, then another highlight here, and then I have the highlight on her nose ring. That was a little bit of a dud, and there's a little bit of yellow in there, so maybe I'll put that down first. There's the black ball, so I'm just going to, the ball at the end, just going to put that in. So what I want is that reflective light, the highlight, to have a little bit of yellow in it. It's bronze or gold, whatever it is. Okay, overwhelm the black that was there, so I do have to get some of that back in. Okay, let's try it again, but with white. Okay, it needs a bit of refinement. Sometimes I can get these kind of little jewelry items on the first go. Sometimes it just needs a little extra, something a little extra. Okay, and this needs to get pushed over just a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, and this one is just almost all just highlight. I want to make sure I have the line right. It is a little bit off. Okay, so what do I need to do here? Okay, really need to get that pink in the cheek. Okay, really close here in the face. Just really need to get some of the softness that's there. Okay, starting to feel the sense of the flesh now, just getting there. Some of the, getting to some of the subtleties there that are making it work. Okay, just need a little bit more of that gal kit to get the darkness of the hair here. Okay, let's clear out some of this palette so I'm not worried about getting so much white in the black. And it wouldn't hurt to put out a little more black too, just to have a bigger dollop of black to work from. There you are. So this is the chromatic black. It is essentially, what's it called? Phthalo green and quinacridone red mixed together to make a nice transparent black. You can get really black if you put down successive layers, transparent layers, so that you're completely blacking out the color of the panel. It will look like a nice rich black, especially if you're adding some gal kid like I am. Okay, great. So now pure black, touch of gal kid. Then I can come into some of these areas and make a nice dark shiny black. So now that I got that black much darker, I need to come in a little bit darker with the shadow side of the face. You can really see how I went too light with it now that I really have that rich dark there in the back behind it. Okay, just starting to get a little more convincing with that turn of the jawline there. Okay, still I need to back up that line here in the neck. some of these last few shapes here. Make sure I keep it interesting though too, just not a bunch of solid colors back there, so keep some of my signature brushwork going. As I turn that towards me, I can see I don't have that jawline quite low enough. So, do a little correction. Also, I don't want to get too carried away there, but it looks like that there's a bit of distortion from the camera, so making that jawline a little bit too low is just maybe taking that distortion a little bit too far. Let's at least pull the neckline down a little bit this way, which I think it does. Okay, that's pretty good. Get the furniture in. Okay, some shadow that's underneath the table. It's kind of bouncing off that greenish wall, so it's a little green and gray. Okay, and what more? Okay, so if I can push this shirt a little bit more blue-violet. There's that color I want, just not light enough. Okay, so I'm starting to get a little tired here and getting close to the end of the painting. Just have a few of you here. So I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight, but it's pretty close. It's about where I'd like to have it if I'm going to stop painting. Um, so I have something to show in terms of a work in progress. So thank you all for being patient with me and joining along, and great questions and helping me build up my watch time. I will be here again next week with not sure who I'm painting yet, but I'm probably going to put up a new selection of photos for my Instagram followers to choose from. And I think I've already collected a few that I'm starting to get interested in. So yeah, not too bad. I don't think I really stuck with my efficient brush strokes, just putting the bare minimum down. I kept on working into this a while, but I'm kind of starting to see the flesh, the sense of flesh of it coming out. So that part was worth it. But anyway, so um, have a good night, and I hope to demo for you guys again real soon. Oh, quick question. Giovanni came in late and said, "Where did you learn?" I went to Art Center College of Design. I had a bunch of really great instructors there. It was an illustration program, so I learned all kinds of things: watercolor, airbrush, acrylic painting, and only a little bit of oil painting. But I did learn sort of the foundations of form, value structure, and color theory, which really helped. And with that, I was able to continue learning, and really in the last 2 years, I've done the most in terms of learning how to portrait paint, just by doing it continually, doing studies, doing one or two studies a week. One of them is this live demo, and then I've also been picking up some commissions, so that's doing the paintings on those have also been good practice. So overall, I do about 100 to about 120 portrait paintings a year. Most of them are just really practice and studies, and so that's kind of how I've learned. Hope that answers your question. Thank you all again for coming out to watch, and have a good night.